Welcome to Broadway. As you just saw at the Tony Awards, the Lion King performing The Circle of Life, I would like to take you down this fascinating street in New York City where maybe you too can become a star. Why did I choose Broadway? Well, since I was a little girl, it was always my passion to sing and dance. When my family and I went to New York City when I was around 11 or 12 years old, we went and saw the Christmas Spectacular at Radio City with the Rockettes. Sitting there watching that show, I knew it was my dream to be on stage. I would like to start off my presentation with the history of Broadway. Broadway is one of the main streets in New York that has become a worldwide tourist attraction. It dates back to 1810, where immigrants were crossing over to America. In the 19th century, the American theater was in full swing. Broadway shows were influenced by the events that happened at that certain time. In the 1940s, Broadway saw many ups and downs due to such things like war or the stock market crash. The theater district came to be in 1900 on 13th Street, where the Star Theater was located. It was showing a play called A Great White Diamond. The theater district attracted large audiences of the middle class, all excited for the excitement and music. Back then, the best seats in the house only cost $2. The name Broadway comes from a Dutch word, breed weg. It was the place of the New Amsterdam settlement. Broadway has become one of the most top tourist attractions in the United States. People come to New York City just to walk around the theater district. Broadway and its theaters are located around Times Square between 41st and 53rd Street. New York City's theater district is contained within a thin strip of Manhattan from 53rd and 42nd Streets between 6th and 8th Avenues, called the Great White Way. There are approximately 38 theaters crammed to this small area of the city, most of which host world-famous productions nightly. I would like to share a quote that someone said about Broadway. The wide wonder of Broadway is disconsolate in the daytime, but godly glorious at night, with a milling crowd filling the sidewalk and roadway, silent, going up, going down, between upstanding banks of brilliant lights, each building braided and embossed with glowing, many-colored bulbs of man-made luminance, a glowing valley into the shadow of life. This is by Sean O'Casey. Sean O'Casey was an Irish dramatist. He was born in 1884 in Dublin and died in 1964. Sean had very poor eyesight, and he lived every day with the increasing threat of total blindness. He is famous for writing plays about Dublin's slums and the reality of them. The longest-running shows on Broadway are Rent, Cats, Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis, A Chorus Line, Oh Calcutta, Beauty and the Beast, Miss Saigon, Rent, 42nd Street, and Grease. Another celebrity that started out on Broadway is Meryl Streep. She has won Academy Awards and Golden Globe Awards, but if it wasn't for Broadway, she wouldn't have earned any of them. She first started performing in local theater productions after graduating from Yale. She soon starred in the Broadway musical Happy End. She went on to acting in movies such as Mamma Mia, Sophie's Choice, The Devil Wears Prada, and The Hours. Zero Mostel. Samuel Joe Mostel, or Zero Mostel, was born February 28, 1915 in Poland and was raised in Vienna. He was an Eastern European Jew, and he and his family soon moved to New York City, where they settled on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Mostel was very much interested in performing in college and joined the group PWAP, the Public Works of Art Project. People loved him for his humor, and in 1941, the Cafe Society, which was a downtown Manhattan nightclub, asked Mostel to become a professional comedian in a regular spot. Performing at the nightclub opened up a lot of opportunities for Zero. He opened in 2 Broadway shows, Keep Them Laughing and Top Notchers. Mostel was drafted into the Army in March 1943 and spent many years away from acting and performing. But in 1961, he made a comeback when he played Gene in Rhinoceros. He won a Tony Award for Best Actor, even though he was not the lead role. And of course, what he's most famous for is Fiddler on the Roof. On September 22, 1964, he opened as Teddy, the original Broadway production. It got great reviews, and his song, If I Were a Rich Man, became one of the most famous songs of that time. Mostel received another Tony Award for it and was also invited for a reception at the White House. After Fiddler on the Roof, he did another famous Broadway musical. In 1968, he took on the role of Max Bialystok in The Producers. He refused to accept the role at first, but Mel Brooks convinced him to think about it, and he talked Mostel into it. It has achieved cult status since. Mostel died on September 8, 1977, after living a life of fulfillment. He is one of the most famous performers known and will never be forgotten. I would like